Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is James. This is Jammy Dodger Flips. This is my eBay business. It's currently Sunday morning. I've got a little bit of time just after the car boot sale. I just thought I'd make a head start on tomorrow's orders that are going out. I've got, I think, 13 going out so far, but they're all quite big and bulky, so I kind of wanted to make a start on just getting them packaged up. Just sitting there waiting to go tomorrow morning so I can just print the label off and drop them off at the shop. I did actually film this morning at the car boot. Got a really good video coming out for you guys soon. It's probably going to come out maybe September time, so it's not really soon. But yeah, I'm actually away for 2 weeks at the beginning of September to like the mid-September. So I kind of wanted to get a few videos lined up and just scheduled on YouTube just to come out then, just so the channel doesn't dry up a little bit. I want to keep you guys happy, want to keep the videos coming, so yeah, I'm kind of building a little backlog of videos just to come out in September. But yeah, today's video, I just wanted to focus on sales. So I've got 13 already going out from the weekend's orders. That's from about Friday afternoon to obviously right now, which is Sunday morning. So there's still this afternoon and this evening and maybe Monday morning a little bit worth of orders. Hopefully we get some good little orders. It's been a bit of a weird time on eBay for me. I had sort of 2 or 3 days of really low points. I think my shop completely dropped in the rankings. I don't know if eBay were punishing me, but I had about 5 returns opened against my account. A lot of them were returns just from shoes not fitting, so obviously I sell a lot of shoes and that's bound to happen every now and then. So, but it's just this time around they all seem to come at once. I got about 5 returns in the space of about 2 days and it really got me down. Sales dropped off completely. I had a no sale day, which is quite rare for me these days. So yeah, I made some changes to the shop. I adjusted prices to the market a bit better, and I also put free postage on everything. Of course, the prices we buy things at, if you see my car boot videos, we're paying £1 or £2 just for single items. Like, let's just say, for instance, this hot tray right here, I paid, what, £2 for that? I've got it on for like 25 quid. Hopefully that'll sell, you know, £20–25. So if I'm offering free postage on that, I'm probably still making like £10 to £12 profit. That's quite a bad example, to be honest, because that's actually quite a heavy item, so that's probably going to cost me about £5 or £6 to send in the post. But if you take, for instance, this item here, which is just a little teddy bear, off selling that for 20 quid with free postage, you know, it's only going to be a few quid out of my pocket. So if it gets to sale and I still make profit at the end of the day, I'm quite happy to do it. We better get into the sales. So I think we'll start off with probably the weirdest one out of the lot. This is a breast pump kit. It's really big. It's got a bag. It's got that bag in there with loads of breast pump accessories. It's got the actual motor that pumps and everything. It's a very weird one to sell, but it has been all cleaned and sterilised. So don't be weirded out that I'm actually selling a breast pump. To be honest, it was in very nice clean condition when I picked it up. I paid £8 for this one and it's actually sold for £74.99. Please keep in mind that I have a 10% discount running, so I think she paid like 67 quid or something like that overall. That's with free postage as well. It's quite a big bulky item. Postage will probably cost about £6 or £7 for this one. I'll probably get it insured as well because it is over the sort of £50 bracket. That's usually what I do. If an item sells and it's over £50, I try and get it insured, just because if it does get lost, it's quite a big hit on me. Yeah, so £8 into, let's just say 50 plus, it's still a very good profit. Don't leave these behind at the car boot sale. You might get some weird looks, but getting some weird looks over sort of £50 profit in a single item, it's not too bad at all. And next up, we have this big bag of Duplo. I'll try and show some pictures on the screen. I'm not gonna get it out of the bag. It's got a little aeroplane in there, a few little vehicles and figures. Paid £4 for this bag here. It was actually in a tub mixed with a load of Mega Blocks. I might list the Mega Blocks separately. There's not much money in it, but if I can make like 10 quid from that, I'm happy. Yeah, £4 into, I think, £25 this one sold for, and that's, I think, about 2 kilograms, 2.5 kilograms. And next up, you will recognise this from my latest car boot video. It actually sold within about 48 hours of listing. I actually listed this and within a few hours had like, I think 2 or 3 watches, and I woke up the next morning and had about 7 watches on it. So I don't know what's so popular about it. I hope I haven't underpriced it, but it's literally an empty box. If you actually got the box with the tool in it, that sells for about 250 quid. I paid £6 for this box. There you go, it's literally just a Dremel empty toolbox with the little foam inserts. I mean, if you saw my latest video, I did talk through this already, but you can see it again. There you go, that's all of it. £6, and I had it up for 70 because there was one sold in America, I think, for around $80. So I put it up for £70, straight away got a load of watches, and somebody sent me a really generous offer of £65, and I straight away accepted that with free postage. It's probably going to cost me, like I said, about £6 to post. So all in, once again, another £50 profit item. And yet another big bulky item. This is a wallpaper steamer. I only paid £2 for it, so hardly anything. I used to pick these up all the time, but I haven't really been seeing them so recently. Don't pass up on this one. The brand is Earlex, or Earlex, however you want to pronounce that. Sort of the minimum price in working condition is £30. Again, putting free postage on the big bulkier items definitely gets them moving. But I think this sold for £39.99. Of course, again, with the 10% offer on, so they probably paid like 37 quid or 36 quid. Not bad at all, from £2. Oh, this weighs an absolute ton. I didn't actually expect these to be this heavy all at once. These are How My Body Works books. I paid £5 for these ones at a recent car boot. Actually, it was in the wet car boot video, which is actually performing really well, so thanks for the support on that one, guys. Yeah, £5 into, I think, $59.99 on this massive book set. It's not actually a complete run as well. There are a few more. I think it goes up to like 65. So yeah, if you ever see these in the field, do pick them up. But they're obviously super, super heavy. This is a Hunts County Rapide cricket bat. I don't know much about it at all. Again, I saw it in the field. I think the seller only wanted £1 for it. As long as it wasn't damaged at all. There was no like massive splits in the wood or anything. It's a bit beaten up because it's obviously quite vintage. I'm not sure on the exact year, but it's quite old. This is sold for 30 quid, so I'm not going to complain at all from £1 into 30. I actually had it for, I think, 45, but it had been on the shop for about 2 months now, and it was a GSP buyer, so I always like to give them a little bit more of a discount because, of course, they're paying the massive GSP fees to get it to Australia. I think he ended up paying like 30 quid all in. Once it's at the GSP warehouse, it's not my problem. As long as it gets there, it's all good. And good morning. It is now Monday morning. I've been up since about 6:30, 6:15. I wanted to get a bit of a head start, just packing the bigger, bulkier items, get the labels printed, get them out of the way, get them in the car, and then I can crack on with all the sort of smaller items. So here's all the big ones. This is the cricket bat. I wrapped in just a single sheet of thick cardboard. Just wrapped it in that, then wrapped around with tape. That's pretty much all it needs. It's a cricket bat. It's not going to get too damaged in the post. We've then got this here, which is actually, I've put heavy on the box. 13.5 kilograms. Very, very heavy. That's the book set. I didn't expect them to be that heavy, but obviously I kind of underestimated it. Luckily it's under 15, so every will still take it. I think anything over 15, then you've probably got to go like Parcel Force or something like that. Make sure you have a sturdy box for that. In this Monster Munch box, this is just the Duplo set. So what's that? 3 kilograms. Obviously boxes like this I get from the newsagent that I drop all my every parcels off with. I've got quite a good relationship with all the workers there, and they occasionally put aside boxes for me, and whenever I need them I can collect them. In this box here, again, quite a nice sturdy square box. You've got the steamer, that was about 4 kilograms. So it is already in its own box, but the box it comes in, it's obviously vintage, very beaten up and everything. So best to put it in a box instead of just wrapping it in sort of plastic, because then it'll probably get even more damaged and potentially damage the actual item itself. Again, same thing for this item. This is the breast pump one, just in another sturdy box, just because I don't want the actual box itself getting damaged. And then in this one here, I think that was just over 4 kilograms. That is the Dremel toolbox. So with that one, I wrapped the toolbox in bubble wrap, and then I put loads of this roll of sort of just paper, void fill paper. I put loads of that in at the bottom, around the sides, around the top, just to stop it in case it takes any beatings, because obviously it's a metal box, you don't want it getting dented or anything like that. So yeah, best to be safe. That's that one. So anyway, I'm going to get all my labels printed for these, put them in the car, and we'll crack on with the next orders. So for those that don't know, I use a Dymo 4XL label printer. I won't show you the addresses obviously, but yeah, these are the labels I print. Obviously they stick straight on the boxes as so, and they come from this here, which is the Dymo 4XL. There's other options out there. I think there's like a Zebra one, which is quite good as well, which a lot of other resellers use. I like to use this one, does the job. It's about 250 quid. You might be able to find it cheaper in a sale or something like that. I've always had this one and I love it, and it just saves so much time and everything. So yeah. Alright guys, now we're all done with all the bulk items. I'm going to show you now all the sort of smaller, bit lesser value, but just a lot easier to pack sort of items. So I'm glad all the bulk is out the way now. So starting off, we have this Salomon like women's jacket. It's a bit of a wintry sort of windbreaker. I don't think it's waterproof or anything like that. Quite nice though. Quite a soft lining in there as well. Paid just £1 for this one at a car boot sale, and that sold for £20 with free postage. So once you include postage and fees and all that sort of stuff, I'm probably looking at around, like, I don't know, £12 to £15 profit overall. Not too bad. And another one that came through this morning, I paid £5 for this one, and earlier on I accepted an offer of £23. So it's not too much profit again after fees. What's that, £18, and then you minus postage out of that and other fees. I don't know, £10 profit or something. But I was going through a bit of a phase buying dartboards. I've got about 5 all on top of the boxes over here, just all stacked up. I just kept seeing dartboards, and it was because I sold one for like 35 quid, and I was picking them up for like £2, £5. So it was good profit, but then suddenly they all dropped and they were kind of sitting around a bit longer. So I've still got them listed. They are still selling, but I'm a bit more willing to accept lower offers on them. Next up, we have these really nice Air Maxes. Really clean condition. A bit of a, I guess they're a bit of a rare colourway, because usually you get about 20, 25 quid for these. But I had them up for, I think, 40, and they got a ton of watches. I think they ended up with about 15 watches until someone sent me an offer of, I think, £35. I straight away took that, because I'm way into profit. These came from Bold Finds, James's bundle. I think each pair owes me about £2, so not too bad at all. So let's just say 2 or 3 quid into £35, minus all the fees, postage, I don't know, £25 profit. Next up is an item I didn't really have any idea on at all, but I do know the brand. Zinzer, I want to call it. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but who knows. If you want to get rid of wallpaper, you just rub this on the wall. It kind of splits it all apart with these little blades on the wheels. Then you can just scrape it off a lot easier. So yeah, just a handy little tool to have. I paid £2 for this one at the car boot, and it sold for $14.99 with free postage. So, but the thing is, if you see anything brand new and sealed at the car boot and it's only like going to cost you £1 or 2 quid, you know, you probably should pick it up, because usually it's going to be worth at least a tenner on eBay. So classic example would be this right here, which is a Samsonite weighing scale I picked up in a charity shop just for £1. And I just know the brand Samsonite, they make really nice cases. I've got one here actually. There's a Samsonite case, that's on for about 40 quid. Hasn't sold yet, but it will eventually. But yeah, brand new and sealed weighing scales on eBay, they're about 15 quid. I couldn't find this exact model, so I've chanced it at 25, free postage. It's got a built-in measuring tape as well, so hopefully someone picks it off or makes me like a £20 offer. I'll happily accept that. I have already wrapped these in bubble wrap to protect them from any damage just in storage, but these are a pair of Ray-Bans I paid £5 for. Very, very nice profit on these. I hope the buyer's happy with them and they actually fit properly, because these have sold for £50, free postage, so after £5, lots of profit left in there for me. They're quite a nice style. They're sort of the tortoiseshell frame with like polarized lenses, so do look out for Ray-Bans, of course. It's a very well-known brand. If you see them at the car boot, it's quite hard to find because everyone else knows the brand, so if they're on the table for like a couple of quid, they're going to get snapped up straight away. But recently I've been finding loads of these, so yeah, just keep an eye out for them. They do sell very well. Don't you just love it when something that's been sat on the store for around 2 to 3 years, I probably should have removed it and sold it at a car boot, but I'm glad I didn't, because finally someone picked it off the shop for, I think, £25. This kind of like a tweedy style farmer's vest sort of thing. Like a barber sort of vest, but obviously not the same brand. This is made by Greenbelt. Brand new with tags though. I only paid, I think, £1.50 or £2 from a charity shop once upon a time, back in my early days, ages and ages ago. I actually completely forgot about this until it sold, so I was a bit worried that I didn't actually have it in stock. So it's one of those items that I haven't seen sat around for ages. And luckily, it was right at the bottom of one of these boxes that I never go into, so yeah, all good. Hopefully the buyer's happy with it. It is a size 2XL. Obviously I'll put measurements in the pictures, so hopefully it fits and it's all good. Alright, so we're getting there bit by bit. Here's the dartboard. That weighs about 5.5 kilograms, so pretty heavy again. Free postage, like I said, £23. So, I mean, profit-wise, anything from like £10 to £12 probably in that one. Got the Ray-Bans there. Hopefully that parcel's not too small for the for every, you know. I get a bit worried that if it's too small, it's just going to get left somewhere in a van or in the warehouse, but we'll take the risk, see what happens. I might get them insured as well, because they are £50 and they don't weigh much, so getting it insured shouldn't be too expensive, so I might do that too. That's the Salomon coat, just in a little poly bag, wrapped in this sort of void fill paper, and then put in a poly bag just to protect it a little bit more, just in case you get any rips on the plastic. You've got the Nikes there. I like to box up my shoes usually, just to give that sort of extra bit of service. If you just put them in a bag, sometimes they can get beaten up a little bit in the post. But if they're like sort of £10 to £15, I'll just stick them in a bag, because the buyer shouldn't really be expecting them to be delivered in a box unless they're paying, especially a free postage. If they're paying like £3, £4 for postage for like a £15 pair of shoes, then they're probably going to expect it in a box. But obviously if you put free postage on, put it in a box as well, you know, you're more likely to get positive feedback out of that one. Got the wallpaper stripper thing there. I thought I'd just box it up anyway, just to protect it. So it's only a small little box I had laying around. And then you've got the tweed sort of vest I've managed to cram into a little box. Again, because it was brand new, I didn't really want to risk putting it in a poly bag. So anyway, back onto the orders. We've got a few more just to go through. I think about 5 more. Nothing too amazing. We're getting to the end. It's been a very busy weekend once again. I'll then package them up and head to the shop. I thought I'd get all the plushes out of the way at once. You've got the Rock Brawling Buddies plush. These do sell, but if you pick them up for £1 like I did with this one, then there's a bit of profit. This is sold for £12.99 with free postage, so just a bit of a bread and butter item just to get the money flowing. You've then got a Spuddy Couch Potato. This is brand new with tags. This is a Superman version from Heroes and Villains, so a little bit more desirable. But unfortunately, not as much money in it as I thought. I thought I might get like 15, maybe even like near £20. But I've ended up getting just £12.99 for this one with free postage. Maybe around Christmas time you might get a little bit more because it's quite a good like novelty gift item. But yeah, still one to look out for at the car boots. I paid £2 for that one. And then we have Perry from what is it? Perry the Platypus, Phineas and Ferb. That's it. From back in my childhood on Nickelodeon. I didn't watch it much, but I recognised the little plush when I was at the car boot. It's sold for £9.99 with free postage. This is actually a whoopee cushion. Unfortunately, it's missing the actual rubber cushion, but you can put a little whoopee cushion in there, and then when you sit on it, he lets out a little fart. And the last 2 sales, nothing too amazing. You got a vintage MB Games Connect 4. I paid £1 for this one at a recent car boot, fully complete. The box is a little bit beaten up, as you can see, but it's sold for £8.99 free postage, so probably only about £3 or £4 profit in that one once you include postage and fees like that and all that. But it gets it gone, gets a little bit of money in the bank, keeps the shop ticking over. And then next up you have this Williams F1 kind of like car detailing kit. It's been sat around for a very long time. I think it has been previously used. It's only gone for about £10, I think, with free postage. So maybe if Williams were actually performing a little bit better, it might be worth a little bit more. But because they're a little bit down in the tables, it only sold for £10. If that was Red Bull, you're looking at sort of like 30 to 50 quid, I reckon. Right, guys, there we have it. We've got 5 more packed. We've got the cleaning kit there, Perry, WWE doll, Spuddy, and the Connect 4. All I've done is wrapped them in this brown paper and then just put them in a poly bag. So nice and easy. Just need to print labels now and we're done. Also got this parcel here that my wife has sold. This is a pair of shoes. I think she paid £8 for these in a charity shop just last week and sold them for I think £32.50. So very impressive. So yeah, she's slowly getting into the reselling life. As long as she keeps up numbers like that, then she'll be doing it perfectly. She's definitely got the eye for it. So all I've got to do now is print the labels for these parcels, go to the shop, drop them off, and my eBay weekend is done. In the car, I've then also got all the stuff I got yesterday at the car boot, get all that in, get it all processed, get it all photographed and stuff, and begin listing and drafting for the week. Try to be a little bit more on top. I definitely recommend going free postage. I know it is a little bit of a hit when you have to pay out for the postage, but as long as you build it into the price, it definitely makes your items a bit more desirable on eBay, and it just helps if there's a lot of competition, which these days there is. There's quite a lot of competition out there. There's a lot more people doing this reselling than there was when I first started doing it. But it's just one of those things. You gotta adapt to your situation and just keep improving and keep dropping prices, unfortunately. But obviously we're in a bit of economic crisis with everyone and their money. It's all a lot harder than it used to be. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you've learned a little bit of something from that video. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.